Ladies and gentlemen, this is Intervlog. I say this is Intervlog, and I am here once more. I am here because there is one important information that I brought to you today, and this information is amazing and beautiful at the same time. And you would ask me, why did I say that the information is amazing and beautiful? Well, I say it because this is the first time we are experiencing something like this in Africa. We have never experienced good leadership in Africa, and the information I brought to you is about good leadership. Then you would ask me, good leadership from who? From Ibrahim Traore. People have been praying. People have been asking God to send a leader who is going to lay a template for others to be able to follow. Most of the leaders we have had in Africa, we are corrupt. And it was looking as if nobody knew what governance all about until, by the grace of God, Ibrahim Traore emerged from nowhere. This means that 3 years ago, more than 99% of my listeners never heard of Ibrahim Traore. But today, they are all clapping, rejoicing, dancing, celebrating about the leadership of Ibrahim Traore.
Today we found each other again. So for this transition, we are asking for a minimum of 10 years so that Captain Ibrahim Traoré can get us out of the imperialist works.
But this is not the reason I am here anyway. I am here because of one question everybody is asking about Ibrahim Traore's office. The question is this: is Ibrahim Traore going to be president for life? Is he going to rule Burkina Faso forever? That is what everybody is asking. Why? Because on May 25, 2024, Ibrahim Traore was granted a blank check to remain in power for 5 years. Ibrahim Traore granted blank check to remain in power. The majority of Burkinabé citizens support the country's military regime. In Burkina Faso, on May 25, 2024, a national conference took place to establish the country's new political agenda. This conference concluded with a 5-year extension to its military transition, thus dashing any hope of a return to democracy. Since Burkina Faso's latest coup d'etat on September 30th, 2022, Captain Ibrahim Traore has led the transition government ruling this country. Many Burkinabé citizens expected their government to step down at the end of the transition period on July 2, 2024. However, holding elections to end this transition has never been a priority for Traoré. In September 2023, he stated that the country's security remained his priority, as the digital channel TRT Africa highlights in this article. Let me be clear. Elections are not a priority, but security is. Elections will not take place exclusively in Ouagadougou, Bobo-Dioulasso, 2 cities spared from frequent attacks, or any surrounding towns. All Burkinabé citizens must elect their president. The security issues in Burkina Faso are primarily related to those in the Sahel region, which frequently comes under attack from groups. On May 25, 2024, Burkina Faso passed a new transition charter at its national conference, keeping Traoré in office until 2029. Colonel Moussa Diallo, chairman of the National Conference Organizing Committee, stated, "The duration of the transition is fixed at 60 months from July 2, 2024. Is Ibrahim Traoré Burkina Faso's president for life? For the politicians who largely boycotted this major national conference, this power extension has dashed their plans. After the coup d'etat on September 30, 2022, politicians already had to cease all political activities throughout the country. However, they must now deal with the rulings outlined in Article 22 of the Charter that give Traoré and other members of the military transition the right to stand in future elections." Colonel Moussa Diallo reiterates, "According to Article 22 of this charter, elections can take place before this deadline if the security situation so permits. Captain Traoré, whose role has changed from transition president to president of Burkina Faso, will be able to stand in the presidential, legislative, and municipal elections that must take place at the end of this period. This charter also calls for the establishment of a new body known as COROG to outline and monitor the country's strategic approach in all areas and by all means. Many citizens celebrated the announcement that Traoré would remain in office. Now, after that, 5 fears. What will happen? This question everybody is asking about the 5 years Ibrahim Traoré will remain in office, whether it is enough or to extend it, or for Ibrahim Traoré to contest for a new election, or for him to step down and become a prime minister or a king or be a king of Africa. Everybody is bringing his own idea, and that is the reason I say this information is amazing and beautiful at the same time. Because this is the first time everybody is in love with their leader. Both people from the opposition parties. It never happened before. God sent Ibrahim Traoré to show Africa how good governance is supposed to be. If it was not for Ibrahim Traoré, we have always seen presidents as untouchable people. You see a president with a convoy of about 20 vehicles. Sometimes we see presidents in Africa with a convoy of 40 vehicles. Majority of these vehicles are all Toyota Land Cruiser SUV. Each of these Toyota Land Cruiser SUV sometimes cost $2,000. When we see president behaving this way, we thought the presidents were gods. We didn't know that it was worth our money that all these presidents were using to buy all these SUVs. Some of these presidents will not only buy for himself, but he will buy for himself. Buy for senators, buy for local government chairmen, buy for lawmakers, buy for governors. Sometimes the number of Toyota Land Cruiser SUV procured by president exceed to 1,000 pieces in some countries. These people have been squandering money in Africa as if governance is for enjoyment. And this is the reason many people can do anything to make sure they win election. Because becoming a president in Africa means becoming a billionaire. There is no president in Africa who is not a billionaire. It becomes a business. Until God sent Ibrahim Traoré, this man came to Burkina Faso. But immediately, Ibrahim Traoré came to Burkina Faso. He brought a template of governance. First thing he did was focused on agriculture. He went and bought 400 tractors and sent farmers to work immediately. Since then, he has been buying tractors upon tractors. As he came into office, he refused to assign for Toyota Land Cruiser for himself. He said he does not need a vehicle, and he is not going to assign vehicle for anybody. That any minister, any governor, any lawmaker who wants to work must come with his own personal vehicle. Instead of going to Japan to procure 1,000 pieces of Toyota Land Cruiser, which we used to see in other countries, he used this money to buy more tractors. Now every African is rejoicing, thanking God for sending Ibrahim Traoré. And all of a sudden, people began to focus on how long will he be in office. Why should that be a priority? The question whether Ibrahim Traoré should become president for life or not is a question very, very easy to answer for many people. But there are people who still have different opinion. Therefore, if you have different opinion after 5 years, what do you want Ibrahim Traoré to become? Do you want Ibrahim Traoré to resign and become a civilian? Do you want Ibrahim Traoré to continue as president of Burkina Faso by extending his tenure for more 5 years? Or do you want him to step down and contest for an election, either to become a president for election as president of Burkina Faso? Or do you want him to retire completely? Put it down on the comments section. This question people are asking. Some people think that if after 5 years it's better for Ibrahim Traoré to resign, so that people will remember him perpetually. Because when he stayed too long, he will have some opposition that will accuse him for wanting or the other. Because we have seen things like that in the past. But if he resides after 5 years, people will always remember him as the first man who brought good governance in Africa. Because I have seen it that from that after Ibrahim Traoré, some countries will learn what good governance is. So if Ibrahim Traoré finished his 5-year tenure, what do you want him to do? To continue? Or to resign? Or to become a king? Put down on comment section what you think that you want Ibrahim Traoré to do, or should he continue to be showing us the template of good governance? Thank you very much for watching. And this is Intervlog.